Aliens burst into laughter when Earth's champion arrived at the tribunal of worlds in nothing more than pajamas. Their jeers echoed through the obsidian chamber as a teenager, only 17, stood before colossal judges whose crystal throats glimmered each time they spoke. He had no training in their armies, no mastery of ancient combat styles, not even knowledge of the 1,000 rules that define the trial. Yet Earth's boy had stepped forward when the council demanded a contender. The galaxy expected surrender. The galaxy was about to be mistaken. The chamber floor shook as the overseer proclaimed the start of the forbidden trial. Holographic rings sparked into form, dividing fighters from witnesses. Energy barriers sealed the dome, trapping Earthteen with his adversary, Spike, behemoth whose armored shell gleamed beneath the artificial glow. Alien flexed 4 massive arms, each gripping a serrated blade coated with humming venom. Silence blanketed the crowd as the overseer gave the command to engage. The opening strike came fast, a downward arc meant to slice the boy in. Instead of dodging in tradition, the human dipped low, rolled across the floor in a move none had seen before. Like a child's tumble, the blades slammed into stone, sparks spraying, the audience gasping at the bizarre yet effective maneuver. The boy bounced up, grinning, tugging his pajama waist tight, with one hand raising the other like he was about to slap a high five on the monster. Murmurs spread through the ends. The warrior roared and lunged again, but Earthteen moved with odd cadence, sidestepping like one avoiding puddles on a rainy path. Swing of alien steel skimmed past by inches. Each miss grew the disbelief of the onlookers. This wasn't soldierly discipline. This wasn't practiced form. This was disorder dressed in humor. An Earthteen reached into his pocket, producing a dented harmonica. Without pause he blew a crooked off-key note. The sound was clumsy, childish, yet it sliced the tension in two. To the shock of the judges, the warrior froze, hands clutching its skull. Its kind bore ultra-sensitive resonance organs. The harmonica's crude pitch was torture. The crowd erupted in hushed disbelief as the overseer demanded explanation. How could a human, ignorant of the rules, weaponize a toy? The boy merely shrugged, puffed another jagged tone, and the towering colossus faltered, its blades clattering to the ground. None had imagined the sacred trial could be one with sound. Earthteen had. The giant collapsed to one knee, screeching, its armored plates trembling like glass about to shatter. The boy stepped closer, harmonica poised like a sword, every breath an attack. With one final piercing wail, the monster toppled, convulsing in defeat. The silence that followed was not honor, it was disbelief, so sharp it rattled the council's core. The overseer's throat burned crimson, rage evident as he declared the bout invalid. Unacceptable, he thundered. This method offends dignity, yet the ancient codes allow triumph by incapacitation. Already thousands of alien scholars whispered that Earthteen had earned his win. The boy lifted his harmonica like a trophy, smiling shyly, unaware he had just fractured the galaxy into 2 factions, those who laughed at absurdity and those who feared human creativity. That night, Earthteen was not honored back on Earth. Instead, he was transported into the next challenge. Vast arena drifting above a crimson gas giant. Here he would not face one but 3 adversaries, an aquatic psychic in a floating tank, a mantis fighter with razor wings, and a gelatinous beast that devoured weapons. Together they represented the unity of alien nations. The boy was expected to fall at once. The battle opened with flawless Coordination. Blades slashed psychic. Waves thundered, acid tendrils lashed. Forward. The human dove again into his rolling tricks but was swiftly driven to a corner. The mantis's wings cut down. In a storm of sharpened air. The last heartbeat he sprang upward clutching the tank's edge and climbing atop the telepath's glass shell. The crowd exploded. Humans weren't meant to improvise like. They weren't meant to cling, scramble or crawl as though at recess. But he did. Slapping his hands against the glass, Earthteen yanked another item from his pajama band. An ordinary marker. With swift strokes he sketched a silly face, tongue out on the tank. The telepath reeled in psychic anguish, its mind assaulted by absurd imagery. While it faltered, the boy kicked the gelatinous foe, its body wobbling harmlessly. The mantis screeched and dived, only to slice into the telepath's own prison as the boy rolled away. Water poured out. The psychic shrieked. Mantis crashed to the ground. Gelatin quaked from the flood. Within moments all three were undone. The boy sat on the arena floor, breathing heavily but laughing at the doodle still grinning on the fractured tank wall. Silence broke into gasps that echoed louder than before. The forbidden trial was never meant for humor. It was meant to prove worth through endurance, through ritual. Yet a teenager in pajamas had turned it into playground antics and still triumphed. Alien councils trembled. Humans could bend the trial so easily, what havoc might they unleash in war? Generals argued. Clerics prayed. Traders fretted over alliances. Meanwhile Earthteen simply wiped sweat from his brow, stood, and asked the nearest official if there was a snack stand nearby. The overseer's judgment boomed across the floating arena, his throat flickering in jagged bursts of crimson flame. Human aberrations will not be endured. The next stage shall be final. The audience erupted in approval, voices merging into a storm that shook the shimmering dome. Earthteen stood at center, pajamas sticking with sweat, harmonica dangling from his pocket. He offered a nervous half-wave like a student called before the headmaster. The overseer lifted a clawed hand. The dome warped. The arena expanded, folding into impossible structures that mocked gravity. Chairs ran sideways, platforms spun like cogs, corridors twisted without end. Labyrinth built to snare and bewilder. From concealed gates new challengers marched forth. Not 3 this time but 12. Champions of 12 species, trained in the deadliest arts of their worlds. Blasters hummed, talons clicked, wings buzzed, and plasma spears burned. Corridors, a torrent of power that had crushed empires, now charged toward a boy in pajamas. The crowd braced for a slaughter. Earthteen dragged a crumpled backpack from behind his seat. Something no alien had spotted before. He rummaged and drew out Earth relics, laughable beside plasma arms, rubber bands, a half bag of marbles, duct tape, and a deck of cards. He slipped the harmonica to his lips and blew a playful note. Aliens flinched at the sound, memories of earlier humiliation still raw. Then he snapped a rubber band at the nearest mantis fighter. The sting on its eye sent it shrieking, slicing at shadows. Gasps rang out across the stands. Humans were improvisers, and the galaxy now watched improvisation forged into weapons. He spilled the marbles down a bending staircase. 3 armored giants slipped, colliding like toppled pins. The gelatin warrior tried to absorb the orbs, only to split into puddles that snared its own allies. One side of the arena laughed. The other recoiled in horror. The overseer hissed for order. Earthteen had no plan, no grand design. But his fumbling tricks toppled revered fighters like jesters in a circus. Aquatic telepaths launched psychic wave. He fanned the deck of cards into a storm, plastering their tanks in nonsense symbols. Their focus shattered. Comrades cursed in alien tongues as confusion spread. The boy bounded from platform to platform, arms pinwheeling for balance. Yet he always landed upright, leaving chaos in his wake. He lashed two plasma spears together with duct tape, crafting crooked staff. When he spun it, sparks spat wildly, forcing foes back in fear of their own weapons. The tape smoked, the pole bent, but the absurd staff sent warriors scattering. The overseer howled in outrage. 12 elites undone by a pajama-clad boy wielding school supplies. Earthteen blew another harmonica note, this one piercing. The resonance cracked. An energy platform. An alien plunged through the gap, shrieking until transport beams seized it. The crowd gasped again, voices rolling like thunder, disbelief laced with awe. The boy felt it in his chest. Not only was he surviving, he was changing the galaxy's faith in human potential. The forbidden trial, sacred for ages, was slipping into parody with ruinous stakes. For alien honor. He didn't fully understand, but the overseer did. Commence war simulation, the judge commanded, throat blazing violet with authority. The labyrinth dissolved. The arena unfurled until the dome revealed stars, planets, and fleets above the red giant. Energy forged a battlefield of ships, turrets, and planetary cannons. For the first time, the trial escalated into true war games. Earthteen stood on a command bridge of glowing light. Alien warlords manifested across opposing fleets. Thousands of vessels aligned in deadly formation. The boy blinked at the sudden sight of armadas bristling with guns. He fished through his pack and pulled out a toy whistle shaped like a rocket. He blew, producing a shrill squeak. To the galaxy's horror, the simulation read it as an order. Blinding volley of lasers erupted from the human fleet, shredding enemy squadrons. Aliens shrieked in outrage. Their rules had never imagined commands given through. The whistle became his weapon. One blow, the human fleet surged. Blows, they scattered wildly. They spun in spirals no alien program could predict. The human armada, though simulated, fought unlike any algorithm. They clashed with chaos, timing, and reckless instinct so strange that alien fleets shredded themselves. Cruisers collided. Frigates blasted allies. Carriers fried their drives and fled in panic. Earthteen danced across the platform, trading whistle squeaks and harmonica wails until the simulation became a carnival of detonations. The crowd's gasps now sounded like prayers of terror. Alien rulers leaned forward, their throats dimming with dread. One murmured what all feared. Humans wage war like this, we cannot prevail. Earthteen, oblivious to politics, raised his whistle high and shouted, "This is fun." His voice echoed through the dome, bouncing in alien ears. The overseer's glow pulsed violently. He extended the trial to its final round. No more games, no more tricks. Let us see if humans endure when the galaxy itself turns against them. The judge growled. Energy flared. The field shifted again. Larger, darker, thunderous. Lightning storms slashed the skies of the simulation. Monoliths towered from the ground, humming with forbidden force. From every side came the culmination of alien warcraft, beasts of flesh, machines of iron, swarms of engineered nightmares. The last gauntlet had begun. This time Earthteen would face not confusion but extinction. Yet in his pocket, beside whistle and harmonica, rested one more relic no alien had ever beheld. A handheld game console with a cracked screen flickering faintly. Live lightning veined the skies while titans advanced their steps like rolling thunder. The overseer's throat burned nearly black with expectation. This was to be the end of human nonsense, crushed beneath millennia of perfected war. But Earthteen wasn't watching the hordes. He was staring at his old console as the screen blinked. Wait. He tapped buttons. Chiptune melody squeaked into the arena. The sound was comically tiny beside the storm. Yet the simulation warped. The monsters twitched their strides, stuttering as if the music hacked their commands. Aliens shrieked in horror. The console bought for pocket change at a yard sale was rewriting the war code. He smirked, blew a harmonica note to match the melody, and suddenly titans moved in rhythm. War machines stomped in beat. Swarms spiraled in clumsy arcs. Giants swung too early, too late. Was meant as apocalypse became a dance floor. Laughter rose from one half of the crowd, but the other screamed, realizing the truth. Humans weren't just unpredictable. They were disruptive to core. Every cage bent into chaos at their touch. The overseer roared, unleashing the simulation's final fail. The field convulsed, folding into collapsing star. Gravity spiked fire, tore across the void, black holes yawned. Jaws. No tricks will save you. Now, the overseer thundered. Spectators braced for Earthteen's obliteration, but the boy only raised his console and mashed every button at once. The machine screeched a broken, jagged tune. The system unable to translate panicked. Black holes reversed. Supernovas froze mid-burst. Gravity staggered. Reality split apart, revealing raw energy streams. Earthteen had hacked the laws of existence. Laughing nervously, he sat cross-legged among collapsing worlds. He tapped the screen like a drum each beat, bending creation. War titans shriveled in toys. Swarms burst into glittering confetti. Fleets unraveled into harmless fireworks. The galaxy's deadliest battlefield collapsed into a carnival. And it wasn't weapons or brilliance. Was a child with broken toys. Overseer screamed, his glow fracturing into madness. This trial is corrupted. Humanity is unworthy. But the trial's ancient laws were clear. Victory came through survival and enemy defeat. Earthteen had done both. The dome itself confirmed it, flashing white as the verdict rang. Earthteen completed the forbidden trial. Shockwaves of gasps swept the Colosseum, rippling across the galaxy's rulers. They had witnessed armies undone by pajamas, duct tape, and child's laugh. They had seen war simulations shattered by a cracked game. So they had learned what humans could do with nothing but scraps and imagination, and they feared it. Earthteen rose, brushing confetti from his hair, holding the harmonica like a medal. He didn't look like a conqueror. He looked like what he was, a boy who wanted snacks and a nap. Yet the galaxy whispered in panic. If one human child could dismantle their sacred trial, what could an entire planet unleash? Treaties were forged before the dust even fell. Armies recalled. Councils fought over alliances or avoidance at any cost. The overseer sagged into his throne, glow fading. The trial's authority was broken. Earthteen didn't hear. He asked an attendant if there was a vending machine. Given a glowing ration bar, he sniffed, shrugged, and stuffed it into his bag. As the transport beam lifted him away, relief spread across his face. It was over for him, but across worlds, it had only begun. Songs flew faster than fleets. Legends of the boy in pajamas who toppled titans with toys. Stories of laughter defeating armies. Play overturning power. Earth. Children practiced with whistles and harmonicas pretending to command. Fleets. In alien barracks, generals rewrote manuals, warning that humanity's strength lay not in numbers but in impossible creativity. The trial had uncovered a truth that could never be hidden. Humans bent rules into games and games into weapons, and that made them unstoppable. The galaxy never looked at Earth the same way again. One Earthteen, who only wanted snacks and sleep, had by accident made his species untouchable.